We are joined by our race winner, Kyle Busch, driver of the number 54 Monster Energy Toyota. This is his 66th victory in 280 NASCAR Nationwide Series races, third victory of 2014, fourth victory here at Dover. This is also Busch has actually become the first driver to win both the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, NASCAR Nationwide Series in the same weekend at Dover. He still remains the only driver to win all three National Series in a weekend, which he did at Bristol back in August of 2010. It's kind of like Groundhog Day having you back up here today, Kyle. So talk a little bit about the race out there today, your dominance, and just sitting here up again today here at Dover.
Yeah, I don't know that it was so much dominance as much as just hard work and put Adam Stevens and these guys through this weekend, just trying to get the car right, trying to get a feel that I was looking for, that I knew what I wanted. So we ended up with a great race car. Adam and the guys did a good job. Thanks, Amy. And I'm appreciative of them for that. And then the race today was a little interesting for me, anyways, with just the way the race kind of played out, and the guys kind of coming and going a little bit. The chase was really fast early. 22 was kind of there a little bit most of the day. Kenseth a little bit. The 6 at the end, he certainly gave us a run for our money. Just got real loose the last 30 laps and was kind of hanging on. And he kind of closed into us a little bit there when I got to some traffic, and just trying to take my time through there, not mess up, because for as loose as I was. And then once we ended up getting clear of them, it seemed like I drove away, whether he got loose or my car just got a little bit better. Was able to get a gap back to come to the checkers. So good day for us. Proud to be in victory lane. Thank these guys again.
Also joining us, Adam Stevens, crew chief. Talk a little bit about your thoughts of the race and the strategy that you put forth today to wind up in victory lane with Kyle.
Well, from a strategy standpoint in the race, the way the cautions fell, it wasn't too awful difficult. The first caution was kind of on the cusp of pitting or not pitting. We decided to follow the leader, thinking we might get a long run there, and Chase came. And actually, a key part of the race there is where the 22 stayed out. And he was plenty fast on that run. We had caught him at the end, but when the caution came out, they were a couple laps from pitting under green, so they had to put a lot more fuel in than we did, and that helped us beat them off pit road. And that was the last time. That was the last race for the lead, and really the rest of the race. So getting out front there was a big deal, and being able to maintain that track position. The cautions at the end fell where we were never tempted to question having to put tires on it. From an actual race, calling the race standpoint, it wasn't too difficult.
All right, we'll open it up for questions. Please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you. We'll take questions down here in the media center. Wow, you guys, come on. All right, we'll start with Holly, then go back to Chris.
I'll ask a question. Holly Kane, NASCAR.com. Kyle, obviously this starts the old sweep conversation. If you could just talk about that. I mean, it seems like you've been in this position so many times.
Yeah, there's if there's ever the opportunity where they reverse the weekend, where I can maybe run a truck race and then a cup race and then the nationwide race, I might have a better shot at it. Get that middle one out of the way. It seems like the last one's always the hardest one, but that's due to just the competition. I mean, obviously the ladder of competition steps up a little bit. You're going to have the best of the best to deal with tomorrow, whether it's drivers, whether it's crew chiefs, cars, equipment, all that stuff. So I think our stuff's pretty good. We unloaded really fast this weekend. The M&M's Camry has had some speed, so I'm looking forward to it. And we start up front, so that's always good too. And then, of course, just trying to outduel everybody, outrace everybody. Certainly going to be a long one tomorrow. 400 laps here is a long day, and whether you see some attrition, you never really know. But we'll give it a shot.
Okay, we'll take our next question from Chris. Go ahead.
Kyle, ChrisKnightKitchens.com, another monster trophy. Just wondering what you're going to do with this one and where you're going to put it.
I've had a lot of, Bristol trophies too, right? I have a Bristol case, so may need to start a Dover case, but I need some more big ones. How many races have I won here with the big one? 2? I think I got 2 cup wins, so I got a mom and a dad, and I got a bunch of kids. So, I don't know. I guess I need some aunts and uncles now. So, not as many kid trophies, but we'll work on that tomorrow and see if we can't roll out of here with another one.
Is there something about concrete tracks that you enjoy?
Is there something about concrete tracks that I like? I've asked that question to myself. I've had people ask me that question before. I don't know what it is really. Just seems to work for me. Bristol here, Nashville. I was always fast there, and I'm not sure if there's any others. Martinsville through the corners. I haven't won at Martinsville, so it's only half. It needs to go full. Maybe I'll win there. But no, I love coming to here. I think it's more of the high bank. I think it's more of the speed that you get to carry here. As long as the corners you got a lot of work to do in the corners, and not a lot of time to rest down the straightaways here. So I think it just, that comes into driver preparation with the crew chief and everything else to make your car better.
Okay, we have one right here in the middle.
Kyle Scott Walsh from the Scranton Times Tribune in Pennsylvania. I'm curious, next week at Pocono, you're only going to be running one race. This weekend, you're running 3. You've obviously done it a lot of times. Do you find yourself more focused when you're busier running, truck race nationwide and Cup, as opposed to when you're only running one race like you're going to be running next week at Pocono? A lot more downtime.
Yeah, there is a lot more downtime. There's a lot more time I got to spend with my crew chief, so that might make him a little annoying. Me annoying on those weekends. This weekend really I haven't talked a whole lot to Dave and my engineers over on that side, just because I've been back and forth so much. But it seems like they are always better prepared when I'm there less. So maybe there's something to that. But we'll see how tomorrow goes. Looking forward to it tomorrow. But then, of course, next weekend might be a little slow. And, I think sometimes they have like these golf outings or something like that. So you never know. Maybe wife and I will go do something like that, tear up some clubs and some turf. Well, if there's 3 that are there, yeah, I'm going to run all 3. But if there's 3 that are there and I only run 1, then I feel like it's a complete waste of time for me to even go there that entire weekend. But just because you're so much downtime, you're watching the races on TV anyway, you can hear them running around. Yeah, there's opportunities for you to go out and do something else maybe. But I don't have kids yet, so maybe one of these days that'll change.
Okay, we'll take our next question from Seth in the back.
Seth Livingstone, NASCAR Newswire. Kyle, where does the sweep at Bristol rank on your all-time list of accomplishments? Is that the pinnacle to do it in 3 different categories in one weekend?
Yeah, it for what I've accomplished so far in my career, it ranks pretty high. Whether it's probably about first, to be honest with you, because Bristol Night Race is a notorious race. I've won the Southern 500 at Darlington, but I don't have a Daytona 500. I don't have a Coke 600. No All-Star race. No Brickyard. So essentially, I got nothing on my resume. So I've got 134 of them now, and none of them mean nothing. So hopefully someday the big ones come, but we'll keep working towards all that. But Bristol sweep ranks right up there. So I'd say that this one here would rank right up there as well too, just because of the the magnitude of stress and everything put on your body and your car and equipment through this racetrack is high up there.
Any final questions? Final question from we'll take 2 more.
HollyKNASCAR.com. Kyle, you kind of mentioned what I was going to ask you. Technically, nobody's won more than you this year. If you count all of your truck races and your nationwide wins and the Cup one, is there anything at all to?
Have you read your message boards? They don't mean nothing.
But is there anything at all to winning like that? You're constantly winning. Is there momentum? Whether it be, I know it's not all in one series, but those are a lot of wins. You've gone to victory lane a whole lot of times this year.
Well, I don't get paid to drive trucks. I just do it for fun, I guess. And I win there, but in order to how do I put it? Make a little more on the Cup side, I have to race nationwide for free too. So it's fun. I enjoy racing. That's what I'm here for. That's what I do. And I know there's a lot of people that are naysayers that say I don't belong or shouldn't be there. But until the rules change, and the rules have changed a few times to try to keep us away, and yet I still keep running. So it's just through the pure love of the sport and wanting to be out there, and people like Monster Energy supporting me and Toyota Care supporting me. So we'll keep doing it as long as we can do it. But the pure fun of winning is, of course, what I'm there to do. If I'm going to participate and race in it, I'd rather be winning. And, be a little bit happier than finishing second or third or something like that. And, going home frustrated or upset, but then, trying to use some of that knowledge to help my cup effort is ultimately what it's all about.
Okay. Final question. Go ahead.
Matt Weaver, Popular Speed. Kyle, this is somewhat off topic, but this is the first time I've seen you this weekend. When you see what your brother did at Indianapolis, or when you drop down and run late models and you take that NASCAR spotlight and put it somewhere else, do you think that's important to try to grow, the overall racing fans and unify them as opposed to having this us versus them kind of mentality?
Yeah, I certainly think that comes about a lot. I'd say that when Kurt went over to the NHRA and did his pro stock thing, I think the same thing happened there, So, Kurt's been the first one in a long time to go over to the IndyCar side and run one of those cars, and he did a great job. I thought that, he ran a smart race, and it didn't look like at the end he could keep up with the front runners, and maybe because he had too much downforce on it or whatever to make sure he was comfortable for the whole day, which is smart. Never been in one of them things before, so he got a solid sixth out of it. You saw a few other guys that were trimmed out. They ended up wrecking. And overall, yeah, I think it unifies fans. I've always said I'm a huge fan of all sports, motorsports, football, basketball, hockey. I don't care. I mean, if it's on, sometimes I may watch it, sometimes I may not. But I always respect people for what they do and what they're able to accomplish and who they are. And, it's always fun to meet people from those avenues sometimes, and they ask you about yours and you ask them about theirs, and you see the similarities in them and what all the comparisons may be. But, overall it's fun to be racing in NASCAR. I enjoy it, and don't know that I would go over there and do it yet, but who knows? Never say never, I guess.
Yeah, that was going to be my next follow-up. Did that give you the edge to go try the 500 someday?
I think the itch has always been there, but I'm waiting to scratch it. So we'll see how long it lasts.